Hello and welcome to another edition of the Eternal Journey. I'm Thatresolves, and today we're going to be looking at a Argenport aggressive deck in the Expedition format. So there have been some major shake-ups in the format. They're not live yet, but I was playing this deck before the changes and it was still good, and I don't see anything that would make this worse after the changes. Obviously they're not live now, so you probably will see us playing against the Legion a little bit, which will die down a little bit, though in the Expedition format the changes are a little bit less aggressive in terms of deleting a deck than they are in Throne, for example. So this is generally going to be calling back to a strategy of deck that we had maybe a year or two ago now, with the Horus Travel campaign, when we had Tavrod running everywhere. Now we don't quite have that because this is the Expedition format, which is carefully curated. So it's currently, I believe it's the last two sets, plus this curated list. And this curated list includes two really big powerhouses, which is Bartholo the Seducer and Crownwatch Traitor. Now both of these are really good at attacking. Bartholo not so good at defending, but if you're able to gain lives with the Bloodletter, then we are doing okay. So we do have some new tools from the new set, which is the Reborn Master, which it gives your units with 2 or more battle skills an additional point of power. So we can make this a 3/3 with endurance if we Tranquil Scholar first, and that is pretty potent. But mostly it's going to mean that your Bartholos, even if they don't have a weapon on, it's still a really aggressive threat. It's an unblockable 3-power unit, as well as the Incarnus. You just have like a lot of unblockable ability on you, so you're able to sort of like burn your opponent out that way. Also, being Aegis unblockable, really difficult to interact with unless people are playing relic weapons, but we're able to just have like a fine body in play that is going to stick at least to our turn, so we're able to Bloodletter on Master's Blade. Master's Blade, I am very quickly becoming a big fan of this. It gives you +1/+1 for the wielder's battle skills, so on a Bartholo it's going to be +3/+3. When you deal 7 damage, you're going to get to invoke for a Justice card, and it also has a Spellcrafter one which plays Fall Short. So anything utility, anything that is just like a generic beefy boy, so like the Giants, or anything that just makes power, so maybe a Trailmaker, you're able to just like pop that off and kill that, and that is, you know, it's just good value, as well as eventually be able to draw your card. So this can be a pretty decent thing. A weapon that can be a 2-for-1 is also really nice. Of course, we've also got the Unseen Commando, which is generally being unseen for a little while, to be honest, but it was a real powerhouse and really helped you against aggressive decks in multiples. These stack up fantastically, and just like a nice curve of playing like Crownwatch Paladin into Unseen Commando and just like attacking with a 3/3 is just like really potent stuff. So we do have Fearless Crescendo as our market card. Markets are as important as ever, and this one does something that we generally care about because it is going to give something flying, and that will be permanent flying. So if we pop that on a Reborn Master, that's going to be a 3/3 endurance flyer, which is not bad as cards go. But the important thing is it does fetch 3-cost cards. So we can get things like Disrupt, which I guess it sounds as an enemy unit, so maybe we could use it to like kill an enemy flyer, but generally it's probably just going to be like a bit of a relic removal. This spell is fast as well, which is relevant because you can use it for like a block. So blocking with a flying Crownwatch Traitor that your opponent didn't expect is going to be pretty potent as well. Rooftop Vigilante, we've got a lot of weapons in the deck, so it can give them deadly, so making them attack really good. If they've got quick draw as well, like the Crownwatch Traitor, they're just going to be able to slay whatever your opponent's up to. Unseen Longbow is a card that you've not really seen very much, but it does a bunch of stuff. It's sort of like a sort of feast and famine in Magic the Gathering. Maybe the design is a little bit too close to that, but who knows. So this got quick draw and pledge. We're never going to be pledging it because obviously it's in our market. When the wielder hits the enemy player, they lose their remaining power and you gain that much power this turn. So we can play it with Spellcraft, hit our opponent, and then we can play something else after combat, which is really nice. But the bit that I like is it's got the Spellcraft, which plays Hold Up, which is going to make your opponent discard 2 cards from the hand. Often, at the point we able to play this, that's going to be all of their cards. So paying 6 for this effect isn't the end of the world, but it's really crushing if you're able to get this on like a Bartholo or something, or maybe even Incarnus and just get a really quick mastery. So we do have like an amount of invoke here, so we are printing the energy gods a bit, but because we've got the free options, we do have a lot of agency in what we're actually getting. We've got Vanquish as well, just like a generic removal spell. We do have quite a good removal suite already. We've got like the 4 Casting Shadow and 2 Defile. Maybe we're playing a few too many casts and we should be playing something else here in this slot, but I think that if we are bothered about things like Permafrost, then this is real good. Permafrost may not be in the format for it, but I'm not too sure with what is exactly in at this moment in time. We've also got Winds of Conjuring. So one thing that I've really liked especially with grabbing fast spells like this, is to use the market cards as basically some sort of force of will, where you're basically discarding this card to get a game-winning effect. So if you were using the shadow market card, you're going to grab like a 1-cost counter spell, like Steal a Resolve, and you've basically forced a huge play. Your opponent was playing like Shenmue Rule or something like that, and now it's basically very difficult for you to lose from that spot. I really like this because this is probably going to do a similar thing with the Wind Conjuring, where you're going to ready a unit, give it +4/+4 and endurance, which will wake it up, break any sort of permafrost or anything like that. It's going to block your opponent's unit and kill it, and also you can just decimate basically for free, so just like draw a card. So we're getting that card back that we discarded if the flying wasn't relevant. So we are playing like some emblems as well, just to round out the power base. This deck wasn't originally mine. I think it was Lights Out Ace. I changed it from having Impending Doom to having Incarnus, just because I just really like this card. Both of them as well, with Tranquil Scholar, can get the second ability, so you can give them a little bit of a boost with Reborn Master and also the Unseen Commando. Anyway, let's get onto the ladder, try a few games, and see what this deck is all about. Okay, so here we are on the play, and we do have to redraw this hand because it does have a single power. We do generally want like 3. I think we're going to have to redraw again here actually. If we had like a 3rd power, this would be great, but I don't mind going to 6. I think we can get our cards back anyway. And this is not great, but we are on the play with a bat, so if we draw just like a weapon, then we could be in okay shape actually. If we're against a Legion, it could be a little bit rough because if we draw our fall shot weapon, then we don't get to do too much. But we are going to be able to sort of aggressively attack our opponent here because we are on the play and we've got like the first unit down. And classic Hatchling is just not blocking, double blocking maybe. Do we just? I'm actually fine if our opponent just like double blocks here, and I think that I might be. Obviously, our opponent's like, we don't have Vanish down in this form, right? We could have some combat tricks. So let's just play Bartholo, and then the usual trick of just like putting a 3/3 weapon onto a Bartholo and just kind of hoping for the best. So our opponent's gained Aegis here, so this can be really nice with a bunch of spells that our opponent can play. I would take this double block 100% of the time. We could also actually do something a little bit tricky and like Crescendo on here, but I'm just not going to do that. I'm just going to keep attacking because I really want to play 3/3 Bart. 5/5 Bart into 3/3 Bart is just some potent stuff. Yep, double blocking. I will do it all day. 100% because this is a really potent card, because when our opponent gets to, perhaps they play a spell like Calibrate and then they play Permafrost, they get to stun something, so they are able to start knocking these Aegises off. Fortunately, there's not too much interaction in this deck actually, so we might be okay. So we are at 28, so our opponent's 14. Our opponent is looking like they're leaving the 1/2s at home now. But I'm kind of fine with that because we might just jump surprise one of these with the failed Crescendo now. Yeah, Seek Power, that is as good a card as any other just to trade into the market for some random gubbins. And given our opponent's going to be quite low now, I guess we'll probably... Yeah, probably fetch the Wind Conjuring because that should be lethal. Because we've got 8 here, and that'll give us a little bit more points of damage that we need. I perhaps should... Yeah, I'll do it now. Because the spells in the opponent's deck haven't been nerfed yet, so... I'd much rather just get the stuff down. So actually we're just going to get Unseen Longbow, and the reason for this is that our opponent might have a Griffin turn now, and if they have a Griffin turn it will just completely blow us out, so we can just get this, which seems like a fine play really. Okay, so we're going to have our Griffin turn, just like put it on here, and then just attack our opponent for 11, which should do the job really. They can have ambush units, yeah, like Humbug Nest, but both of these are unblockable, so that's not going to do anything. But I think we were still right to get the weapon rather than the spell, just in case our opponent had either the counterspell in time or in case they had the Griffin. Okay, so we're on the draw, But this hand seems actually kind of fine. We're probably not going to be playing Master's Blade naked on the Reborn Master. But this is a really good like 4-drop spell that we can play where we're able to just like get some damage and kill a thing. Very similar to how we used to play Vanquish's Blade. I don't think Vanquish's Blade is in this format, but I like this just because our influence is set up. Having more power is kind of fine in this deck because we've got so much, like we've got things like Incarnus, which will probably be invoking us into like more expensive spells realistically, but we also have an amount of decimate spells which it does benefit us to have. Oh, are we playing the mirror? This would be really interesting if we were. I guess that's another reason because I didn't really look at the power base after I did this. So I changed Lights Out Ace's version of Impending Doom towards Incarnus. Incarnus is a little bit heavy on influence because she does require the triple shadow, whereas Impending Doom is okay, you're up to something. What could it be? So we block it. I think I want to see what our opponent's got. Yeah, show me a spell. Reinvigorate. Okay, well, I guess we got. But there's not too much we can do that. I think we can pretty much race it. I kind of wanted to see what our opponent was up, so I was like, are we playing combat tricks? Okay, so they're giving Bartholo lifesteal, which is pretty huge, admittedly. But what we're going to do is we're just going to do our game plan, which is rely on the fact that our opponent's probably playing a very minimal amount of interaction and just try and gain 8 lives every turn. And next turn we play our 4-drop. Okay, so we are doing the Master's Blade thing here. So now we're just going to be trading life. We're going to be trading life totals, which is not ideal. I would like to be using Master's Blade to kill something, but obviously we can't here. So I'm just going to play Crownwatch Traitor because this attacks really effectively, blocks really effectively, and also it's going to get +2/+2 when it attacks. So right now we're just like trading life totals. We're gaining 8 and we're losing 6. But hopefully we're going to be able to get somewhere next turn. And also we could be in for a Master's Blade turn next turn. So there aren't many units in Argenport that don't have battle skills. So we pretty much will be playing this as like get a boost and like draw some cards. So I would kind of like to draw a Casting the Shadow just to kill both of these. We're doing a little bit better in terms of influence on our opponent because our opponent is unable to play their own Crownwatch Traitors. Okay, so Seek Power seems good here. So I'm going to grab the Shadow Sigil. This will set us up to play the Incarnus next turn. And I think that... Do we play Master's Blade anywhere? I guess we are going to Incarnus here. Just lets us know what we're playing with exactly. And Cut Ties is expensive. But the Amethyst Acolyte might actually be what we're looking for. So let's just attack with the boys here, you know. Send in the clowns, as Uncle Luis would say. So that's like an aggressive amount of damage to take, but we are going to be trading life totals like really aggressively as well. So I guess we're kind of okay with this. I think next turn might just be a case of like Tranquil Scholar to try and hit like a nice ability, maybe flying or something like that, and then depending on what we get, we could very well be given like a Amethyst Acolyte. Like we can get this killer, that'd be gas. Okay, so our opponent's played their second Unseen Commando now. We're a little bit behind because we're not going to be able to do too much about this here. Okay, so we've got a Defile, which is like step 1. So let us Tranquil Scholar here. Let's see what we hit. Reckless, so I'm kind of okay. I think we don't need to give that ability to anyone. But unfortunately now our opponent is probably going to be able to just like sit something back and just gain some lives, which is kind of miserable for us. So let's just do this, see if our opponent blocks here. Maybe they do. You know, we don't know what they're up to. But it is very much a plan of mine just to kill this. Like, just get rid of that. So we'll Defile this. So we should have stolen. Okay, we did steal it. It goes underneath. Like, I didn't realize the Void Order would be like you kill the thing, steal it, and then the spell goes in. Okay, so opponent's got the Casting the Shadow, which is pretty much what we were looking for. So this is kind of rough now because, yeah, our opponent is going to gain a lot of lives. I mean, this is, you know, this is an interesting game at least. So I guess we just attack for all this. I am just going to try and get the mastery here, just so that we are in a position where we I mean, I could have Amethyst Acolyted here. I guess we do kind of need to make some inroads at trying to kill this. So let's just Amethyst Acolyte, just knock that Aegis off. And then this way, if we hit like another... Actually, last turn we could have just done that. We could have just defiled and... Oh, we could have killed Bart. Okay, our opponent has given this Aegis with the Invoke. Like, yeah, we got memed pretty hard here. We definitely made a mistake. I didn't even see the line where we could have just killed this, but I guess this is where we are. So, we're at 8. Let's attack with these two, see what we get with the Invoke. Yeah, because we're at 9 Invokes now. So, we can Vara's Favour, which doesn't do too much. Azadel's Gift, obviously, just like, these things are just not in the corner. Not in, like, the same game as us. So, we would need to kill this, which is kind of tedious because we can't. Because this will give this an additional point of power. So, I think we play this. Because then we can give it flying. And we can fetch Vanquish. And then next turn we can... Yep. Next turn we can Vara's Favour into Vanquish on this and potentially kill it. So we... Okay, so I've got Bloodletter, so we're dead. But we did have like the potential out of being able to do that. But, you know, take it on the chin. We did make a mistake where we could have killed the Bart and didn't. But that's just sort of like just being too narrowly focused in the plan. Okay, well, I will redraw this. I think the influence just wasn't good enough, and this hand seems not great as well. Yeah, it seems fine. We've got quite a nice curve, actually. If we were able to find like a third Shadowsolves, we're able to play Incarnate, and this gets us our card back, and it's just like a really nice curve where we're just able to play 2-3 Endurance into 3-2 Unblockable into 3-2 Unblockable. And we are on the play, unfortunately, so it is going to be a little bit hard to get our card back. But hopefully just by being aggressive and getting into a position where we wouldn't have been able to use all of our cards anyway, maybe we're okay there. So a 2-3, generally good against like a fire deck. They do have Seer now, which is able to deal with this, but if they are more heavily loaded on... Okay, so we've got a really nice curve then. If we are putting against a deck that's like heavily loaded on Blazing Salvo, they're not going to have a great time at dealing with this, and they do need to be scared a little bit of Bartholo the Seducer doing to us what happened in one of the other games where our opponent was just able to sort of go ham and just keep attacking us with it. So this is a nice little card our opponent's got here, the Scoutwitch Zealot. This can be a bit of a nuisance because if we attack here with a 3-2, for example, then our opponent was able to block, put the 0-3 on here. That'd be a bit of a nuisance for us. So we are just going to attack with both anyway. Maybe we'll get like the block plus spell out. But for me, I'm just going to play an Incarnate and see what we hit here exactly. So, Color Deck good, Fanatical Stranger kind of medium, Unspeakable Torment not so much. I'll get Color Deck just because that will be... It will help us to find something later on. So if we drew a power, for example, next turn, it could help us. Okay, so Blazing Salvo is fine, but this could help us find like a Bloodletter or something, which help us do a big like chunk of damage and gain some life back against the opponent here. But I think our next turn is very possibly just going to be like Seek Power plus Crownwatch Traitor. And Edicts of Shavka, like main deck. That is aggressive, I guess. So we'll just pop this out, grab Justice Sigil, no particular reason for which one we would grab anymore. Attack, you know, keep pressuring our opponent with this. Obviously they've got like the easy block here, but, you know, maybe they want to consider, do they want to lose the thing? And I think they probably do. But here, we now have a 3-6, which is nice. I've never seen this interaction before, so I'm not sure what happens here. Whether this gets progressively bigger over the turns because of this +1 ability. Okay, so now the opponent's got Cozen. We don't attack needlessly because they can just get Mastery for free, which is generally not something that we want to be giving up. So we don't have a unit in hand, which means that Tranquil Scholar is a little bit less impressive here. Okay, here we go. So we can kill the Cozen. which is something that I am just going to do. Actually, let's just put that on here. We'll play Fall Short here, and then we get to draw a card, and we also get to attack for 9, which is just all kinds of lovely. We'll attack here. Probably maybe they double block. They probably don't. Oh, they're going for the double block. Well, I'm fine with this. One of them gets Mastery and gets to fly, but we get to kill one of our opponent's threats. You are going to have a 2/5 flyer, though. But we get to draw a card here, which is generally what I'm all about. Okay, so Spirit Guide. That is what I'm about. So, Restrained Action. I've no idea what this card does. Like, there's just so many lines of text. I'm sure it's good, but it's like one of the only legends I've not crafted. Stand Strong, of course, it's a combat check, so it's kind of nice, but I'm just going to get Spirit Guide. I think that this is pretty potent, and also a little bit of a 1-2 combo. Because next turn we can play Tranquil Scholar. If we get a nice ability, put it in here, and then Mentor the Tranquil Scholar. So Tranquil Scholar should have 2 abilities, so if we do find something, like a Unseen Commando. Okay, well that's kind of fine, because it's already done its work. Like, obviously our opponent's kind of ahead in that exchange a little bit, or at least even, some sort of parity. So let's play Tranquil Scholar, see what we hit. So we get double damage. Okay, so there we have it. So we can get like a free double damage lifesteal, which I think is nice. And I think that's what we're going to do. So let's play this, and we will Mentor this, and then just attack for 5. Our opponent gets to turn this into like a 2/8, which is something else, but we've got some double damage lifesteals, so we should be in okay shape, realistically. Oh, so I didn't realise that this was actually going to see very much play. Obviously, if this was like a 0/4, I could see this being snapped off in like a dragon control deck, because just a 0/4 wall that will at some point draw you a card because you're a dragon control deck could be really interesting. But the Exalted obviously is pretty nice as well, because our opponent's got like an easy out to be able to gain the Mastery next turn as well, and that's when this is going to get messed up. But we do have a bunch of things that just kill, like mono faction or large bar units, so I'm kind of fine with this. Okay, so do we have double abilities, everyone? Yeah, we do. Let's call the deck first, see what we find. Our opponent seems to have some sort of fast spell here. I think that we'll take another Traitor just because they're pretty potent, actually. And then now everything gets +1/+1, which here is going to be pretty effective, because now if our opponent had like fast spells, they have to basically use it now. And if they want to kill us, for Sarah, for example, now that's a little bit less happening. Yep. So they killed this, and they've got to fetch another spell, so it would be something that costs 2. So I'm not sure what that could actually be in a Scarecrow Dragons deck, but I'm sure we'll be finding out in this combat step, because our opponent doesn't really want to be taking like a million T. So our opponent gets to get Mastery here, but we're going to gain like so many lives that we should be in reasonable shape. Our opponent is going to be a big boy now, so a 5 like 8 or something. I don't know. Guess we'll find out in a minute. 5/11. Yeah. Oh yes, but just like so we attack here, we get like probably 4 damage in. That's probably fine. If our opponent doesn't have a fast spell, so we do need to think about this here. If our opponent doesn't have a fast interactive spell that is going to deal like an amount of damage to us, we should be able to leave our opponent dead to Bartholo. They do get to probably pick off whatever they want here. Oh, Rock Slide. Okay, well, we play Bart now, our opponent's at 1, with no way of getting sort of like any life gain in Skycrag, as well as just like, yeah. They would need both of these to be removal spells to play around this, but obviously it didn't happen, so we get to go for another game. Okay, so we've got like double Tranquil Scholar, and I think that I might keep it. So we've got the triple shadow that we need for Incarnus, and this is the last game, so just going to sort of meme it up here. I do really like Tranquil Scholar though. We do have some good memories of when this card first came out, and I think there was only like 12 abilities to hit, so we had a good chance of actually hitting a relevant one. But same as Crown of Possibilities, which got a lot worse when you get abilities like Bond. This kind of, as the game's grown, has sort of fallen out of favour a little bit. This could hit Exalted though, that'd be absolutely absurd. So we are on the draw against a Combrade deck, so I'm hoping that we get to Master's Blade something. Oh. Okay, well, we are going to hopefully get to kill that with a Master's Blade, but it'll take a little while. Exalted. Oh, you can hit Exalted. Okay, so you can hit Exalted with this? That is pretty good news, I'll be honest. Kind of want to draw another unit so we get to use this. Oh, I won't kill our Exalted unit. Yeah, kind of want to draw another unit. Okay, so we drew Unseen Commando, which is Chef Kiss. So we want to get the most out of this. Aegis, charge. Endurance, that'll do. So our opponent could kill this, but our plan is to let's use Master's Blade on this because our opponent's had a couple of attacks with the Steely Ranger, so this is going to lose a lot of value, to be honest. Ooh, Trevor's Farm. Okay. Well, if our opponent doesn't play a sort of like a zero cost unit with this, then we should be able to kill the Trevor's Farm because we get to Master's Blade, kill this, and then deal enough damage to this. So we get +1/+1 for each of the wielded battle skills, so that's currently 2, so it'll be a 5/5 with Endurance and Exalted, which is very nice. So I'm just going to do that. This is a bit of a nuisance. We've got another one, so if our opponent plays like one of the other big strangers, like the Makar Stranger, then we are able to still deal with that. Hopefully messing with their farm means that maybe they don't have the power to do that. I think Gozu went actually 28-0. What does this do? Disfigure. So whenever a player plays a stranger, they play a -1/-1 cursed on a non-stranger unit. You can pay to exhaust. Okay, so they've savagely outplayed us here. Because now we can't actually use the Master's Blade to kill this. But we are going to get to still attack for 5 and draw a card, which I think is probably pretty good. Probably kind of long cards, and what have we got? Willbreaker and Rallying Banner. This is going to be 2/1/2, I believe. No, 1/2 actually. Unbreakable Line Split. Okay. I don't know why this is even a card that was printed. Rallying Banner is kind of interesting, but it's a bit of a power sink, and I'm kind of not into that. I do like Willbreaker. If we can give like a double damage Bloodletter, that'd be pretty good. And this can be pretty nice later on, just to surprise our opponent if they do make some flying. So if they play a flying stranger, which obviously they can't with this like power base, but maybe they get to pop off a Makar Stranger. Okay, so no special abilities, please. Aw. Well, they don't have the 2 to give this a special ability. So we're just going to Master's Blade here, and I'm going to pipe that into here. Fall the shot. Hope our opponent's not playing Crescendo, or they've not stolen a Crescendo off the top of our deck, because that would be really awkward for us. But let's just do this. So we don't get to draw the card this turn, but I just want to, in a creature combat match, I do just want to deal damage and gain lives, just to make it kind of difficult for our opponent to kill us. So that is the opponent's Phil's Crescendo. So I'm not sure if the opponent Phil's Crescendo there would it have saved their unit. Maybe Fall Shot is on target, I'm not sure. Okay, so just doing the casting at Shadow here. But we do get to play a curse on the enemy unit here. Okay, so sort of going off with the special abilities there. And then next turn, I guess we get a double damage lifesteal if we really want it. We do only have the 1 ability on here, so the Unseen Commando isn't... Uh-oh. Well, they get to start killing stuff now. And how much does this cost? 3. So if we draw a power, I'm kind of fine with that. Because we get to reduce the power off this. Killer? Well, let's Tranquil stall it and see if we high roll something. Quick draw? I guess that could matter. So given like a single stranger can kill one of our things now, do we actually just want to play a weapon on it? Or do we want to do this and then try and just kill our opponent next turn? Because we're getting for free now, and then hopefully if our opponent is sort of like defenseless, we should be able to just like give +4/+4 with this if the Unseen Commando gets to stick around. Whoa. Yeah, so I suspect this sticks around. Oh, killer, okay. Yeah, so this is pretty spooky for us, not going to lie here. So our opponent is going to get to draw 2 cards. Kind of a sweet deck, and I've not actually seen these in action yet, but yeah, once these are in play. And now our love totals kind of don't matter unless we're able to kill this. So if we crack in for this with 5, our opponent just like maybe the block. Okay, that's kind of fine. So we're getting rid of something. Our opponent is going to get to draw like a bunch of cards, which is kind of not the best for us. Okay, so we can Ghost Form to give a unit lifesteal unblockable. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Because then maybe we can set up a turn where like this plus this is able to get us lethal. I don't really see it happening because our opponent is able to just like draw killer effects and also able to shrink things if they draw strangers, which obviously as a stranger deck that is something that they are going to do. Yep, no blocks for me. Okay, so our opponent's got 4 cards here. I'm not sure how much in the way of removal that like a stranger deck is going to have. But I guess we just try and go for it. So I'm going to Ghost Form here. See what our opponent's up to. If it's got a fast spell, maybe we'll play it. If it's like damage based, yeah, let's spread our damage around. Are there ambush strangers? I don't think they're ambush strangers. Yeah, I just want to spread the damage so that we don't go all in one thing and just like get in for an ineffective 2. But this is going to be, if we don't win this turn, I don't think that we can win. And Gozu's thinking here, so maybe they've got to consider like some sort of like market thing. Okay, Banish. Yeah, Banish is pretty bad for us there. Okay. So Banish would have really got us had we, had we just gone for the, yeah, if we just gone all in on the 1 card. But obviously Gozu's at like 6 cards now. Yeah, I don't see us winning this unless we're able to like kill this. Okay, well, at least we're at the point where they're just like redrawing disfigures. So I guess we play like a quick draw Unseen Commando. Try and crack in for like, oh, I still got 1 ability. An ideal sort of turn that would be to like draw a power so we could just like double Unseen Commando. Right now we just kind of need to make it so that we have more units than our opponent does, which is unlikely. We've got 10 power. Every unit they play is very likely to just like play them more power. So they're able to play the things that they draw off this. But I'm going to keep on playing because maybe... yeah, no blocks. Maybe we're able to like get through. Could just be with like we draw a Crescendo and that's able to like give this flying, and then we've got like 2 flying attackers. But given up, we know that our opponent's got Banish. It's kind of hard to fight through this. I know they've got Reunites. They're definitely playing a Stranger, which means that something gets smaller. If it's like another copy of the Strange Ally, maybe that just like gets to start taking down like Unseen Commando. Makar Stranger might be okay, so that's going to steal a card. Our opponent does have Crescendo in the deck, as we've seen them play it. And they have shuffled the Crescendo that they used back into the deck. So they could be able to have a surprise blocker here with the Makar Stranger. But I think we realistically are just relying on top of our deck, to be honest. If we drew another one of these Unseen Blades, well, Master's Blades, yeah, if we drew like another Master's Blade, then, oh, well, Predator's Instinct kind of does it because it gets to attack this and kill this. Oh, attack this for killer and then use the attack trigger to kill this. We still have like a very small... Yeah, Crownwatch Traitor is not it, so we're just going to give him the old GG and sort of like QQ out of the game. Okay, so there we have it. Not the greatest showing, but I think that was partly down to a couple of mistakes and the power base. I didn't really change it after we got to the point where we'd involved Incarnus into the match. But I do miss a lot of powerful stuff, like a nice minimal amount of removal spells. Maybe the market could use a little bit of work, but you know, we've got like a very strict amount of spells we can play with the market cards that we are using. So there's a lot that we can actually use in there to sort of decide what we want, because we just sort of like go on free that is playable and then just look for it, and there's a lot of variety we could actually put in there. But overall, I do like the deck. When I was originally playing it, like at the start of the month, it was actually doing a lot better, but I guess now we've kind of figured things out, like the aggressive Argenport deck might not be quite as good, but still these things are nice to just have ownership of, and most people will own the cards from this, so this could be quite a cheap craft, because I think from the new set, like the only rare is really like Master's Blade. I don't think that Reborn is, nope. So there's like basically a market card that you should just own anyway, and also like a Master's Blade, so this could be a pretty easy deck to put together, just assuming that players have been around for a while now. We've all got our Incarnuses, and depending on when you were playing, you've probably got Barts and Crownwatches, but I do appreciate that these are kind of older cards. But anyway, thanks for watching. I am kind of back to the old schedule now. It's just stuff like, you know, a couple of times a week, which is a kind of a nice spot to be in, because I was away for quite some time. I look back and I'd mid-course managed to put some extra ones in. So I think my last videos were like 3 months ago, but before that was like 2 months before that. So yeah, basically taken 6 months off, but yeah, got plenty of a big enough backlog. Anyway, I've been Thatresolves, and I will see you around.